Hi, I'm Dave Kale. Welcome to this Christian Business Insights podcast show where my goal is to provide you with practical, actionable ideas to help you create businesses and careers of excellence and at the same time multiply your influence for the kingdom. I have been a Christian in business for over 30 years, and I have personally and contractually consulted with over 500 different sales organizations. So in these podcasts, I combine the lessons that I have learned with an out-of-the-box experience and perspective on Christianity that you will find challenging. And we put that together to provide you with practical insights and ideas that you can use to live better and lead better. Welcome to the journey. Hi, this is Dave. One of the terms that I use a lot and that other people do too is a term that I think could benefit from a definition, and that is kingdom business. Kingdom business. So when we say kingdom business, what exactly does that mean? From my perspective, I think different people have different ideas. Some imagine businesses that put gospel tracts in their invoices and their checks, and that in their mind is a kingdom business. Others think of the original business as mission idea, which that idea was that some businesses are really just disguised mission efforts. They're really not businesses. They're pseudo-businesses that are disguised as that are really a mission effort. Okay, so that's another person's definition. Still others, I think, imagine businesses, a kingdom business has got maybe overly pious people who just are out of step with the real world. I mean, all those are different kinds of definitions. But what do you think? I mean, what do you think is a kingdom business? So I think it's worthwhile to have a definition we all agree on. So here's one guy's opinion. Now, you can talk to three other people, get three other definitions, but this is a big part of my life, and so I've thought deeply about it. And let me share with you my opinion, my definition of what is a kingdom business. So here's a definition, and I'm going to explore each of these words in greater detail. So first of all, a kingdom business is a business in which the owners and the leaders are mindful of God's ownership of the business, 1. 2, seek to be guided by the Holy Spirit. 3, attempt to live by Christian principles. And 4, manifest Christian business practices. So let me repeat that, and then we're going to look at each of these separately. A kingdom business is one in which the owners and leaders are mindful of God's ownership of the business, who seek to be guided by the Holy Spirit, attempt to live by Christian principles, and manifest Christian business practices. Okay, so let's look at each of these. First of all, owners. Okay, the owners of a kingdom business are ultimately responsible for the culture and success of the business. And it is up to them to build the principles, the practices, and the culture of a Christian business. It starts at the top. Now, I have, on several occasions, come across some kingdom businesses in which the owners remained distant and sort of hands-off, and the executive leaders were committed to building a kingdom business. And as long as that doesn't you don't have the owners themselves who object to that, then that's certainly a workable model, and I've seen that. But the point is this: it starts at the top. The kingdom business starts at the top. Whatever the top is, those are the folks who are responsible for building or not a Christian business or a kingdom business. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, those owners and principals and executives are, quote, mindful of God's ownership of the business, unquote. So a fundamental tenet of Christianity is that God owns everything, and we are the stewards of the resources, the gifts, the finances, the customers, and the relationships that He has lent to us. This idea impacts everything, as every decision is a reaction to this question: what does God want us to do in this situation? So there is, at the very core of the owner's mind and the core of the owner's heart, the understanding that he or she is a steward and that God owns everything. Owns the business, owns the systems, owns the employees, owns the customers, owns the vendors, etc., etc. It's all God's, and we are temporary stewards. That's number 2. Number 3, seeks to be guided by the Holy Spirit. So a kingdom business seeks the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit's guiding in the big as well as the day-to-day practices and transactions which occupy the business. Now, that means that strategic planning meetings, any planning meeting, any big decision, any regular sort of review meetings, those are all opportunities to seek the Holy Spirit and ask Him to enlighten and inform this meeting. So it becomes a day-to-day routine. It becomes a habit. Not only does it proceed out of a mindfulness, out of a commitment, but it turns into habitual behavior as you every single time you have an opportunity, go to the Holy Spirit and ask for His direction. Okay, that's next. The next one, number 3, I guess, or 4, attempts to live by Christian principles. So the leaders of a kingdom company seek to gain an ever-growing understanding of Christian principles, like integrity and fairness and honesty, and they attempt to build a culture within the business which is guided by them. So on one hand, they are guided by Christian principles, and on the other hand, they expect the employees and the folks associated with the kingdom business to hold to those principles as well. So Christian principles. And the last piece goes beyond Christian principles, and I think this is a big step for a lot of people, and that is to move beyond Christian principles, not to leave them behind, but to build upon them. They build on Christian principles with Christian business practices. Now, it is not enough to be committed to Christian business principles. See, principles are big ideas, like integrity and fairness and honesty. Those are big ideas, but practices are very specific things that the business and its people do to reflect those Christian principles. Kingdom businesses proactively attempt to build Christian business practices into their routines. Now, what are some Christian business practices? Well, there's a whole list, and of course that list continues to ebb and flow and take different shapes as technology and things like that come around. But just things like paying your bills on time. Now, that's a practice. That's a specific thing that a business does, which is a Christian-motivated practice. Pay your bills on time. Simple as that. And there are others like that. Practices such as committed prayer, maybe having a weekly Bible study after hours, as a regular practice. See, those are regular practices. They become a part of the routines of the business. And finally, I think there's another piece of the kingdom business, and that is that movers and shakers in a kingdom business understand that, like the spiritual journey of an individual, every kingdom business is on a journey to more fully exemplify Christ's presence in the marketplace. So a Christian or a kingdom business, the owners and movers and shakers in a Christian business understand that the business is not finished. It seeks excellence in the marketplace and growing influence for the kingdom, understands that there's always more growth ahead, that today is only a snapshot of the status quo, but you're on a journey, and the business is on a journey, continually evolving and growing and becoming more excellent and more influential. So I'd like for you to consider our Kingdom Business Self-Assessment. This is a free download, just a simple little assessment that helps you sort of take an assessment of where your business is at. So I'm going to put a link in the show notes, and feel free to just download it and apply it to yourself. There's nothing beyond that. It's just a free download that guides you through short examination of the ranking of your business on some of these kingdom business issues. Okay? So that is what we mean when we say kingdom business. That's it. We're done. Bye-bye.